Hey guys, welcome back to That Bean Guy. Today, we're going to be going over the Doctor's pros and cons. And if you could, before we get started, please like, share, and subscribe. And let's get started. Pro, Static Field. Static Field is the ability to be able to shock everywhere around you for at least a few meters. Unfortunately, though, you still can miss with it, but that's no big deal because just give it a little bit, it'll come right back. But I like this ability for the sheer fact alone that you can see the survivors and where they're at, causing madness, which is a perk, or I guess you could say, an ability just special to him. And I really like this one, but we gotta talk about the other one. Con! Shock Therapy. Shock Therapy is the ability to sit there and shoot electricity in front of the Doctor, basically just giving him madness, just like the other one I just mentioned. However, this one is just in a straight line, and honestly, if you're going against good survivors, it's literally pointless because they will totally miss it and totally dodge it. So basically, you just wasted your, I guess you could say, momentum, I guess. It's just not one of those things I would say is the worst thing about him, but it's nowhere near the best thing about him. But with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next pro, shall we? He's pretty solid in competition play. The Doctor is one of those types that he's just a really good all-in-all killer. I mean, he's got everything you really need in one, and that includes his speed. And I can honestly say, competition-wise, he is pretty solid. I have seen a few people use him, nowhere near as many as the Nurse or the Hag or just a few others, the Spirit for one, because Spirit Tire is a real thing. But I can honestly sit there and say he would be solid in competition play. Definitely one of the easier killers to use in this game, which brings me to our next con, however. His hitbox is pretty meh, honestly. The Doctor's hitbox is kind of like Myers. It's not the best. One minute you're going to smack him, the next, well, you just did the same thing, but didn't hit him. That makes no sense. Like most killers in this game, honestly. That'll always be one of those reoccurring cons, so this is probably the last video I use this for. I just don't think that his hitbox is very solid for sure. So, in all honesty, I just have to put it in here. I have to put it in here because it's one of the more skeptical hitboxes, kind of like Myers. But let's move on to our next pro. Pro, he is beginner friendly. That's what I really like about him. As someone that, I guess you could say, recently started Dead by Daylight, I mean, it's been a few months since I've actually began. Now I know what I'm doing. I can honestly say the Doctor was one of the best killers for me because he was so easy to use. I mean, those two abilities, Static Field and Shock Therapy, were real easy to use until I started getting like way up there in rank. And then, well, yeah, people are going to totally miss Shock Therapy, I believe. Yeah, they're totally going to miss it and you're going to look like an idiot, but hey, whatever. I mean, still, he's a real easy killer to use and he's solid. He is a solid killer. And honestly, he is one of my absolute favorite killers, but we have one more con to go, so let's go ahead and dive into that one. Con, before his nerf, and I guess you could say remake, he was awful. Yep, that's right, he was really bad to begin with. When the DLC first dropped, he was very inconsistent. People did not like him that much, and I can't say that I don't blame them. He was bad. He was really, really bad. And I can honestly say I used him once, and I just, nope, couldn't do it. He was bad. But thankfully, they did give him a remake, and they redid everything for him, and now he's a really solid killer. And hey, guys, that's the end of the pros and cons. Let's go ahead and give him a star rating. The Doctor is a 5-star killer. That's what I think. I think he is 5 stars. And for other people, I would say probably about 4. But in this case, he's 5 for me. I love the Doctor. He is a solid killer. Just really easy to use, real fun to use. And people hate him because of one simple fact. He can find where you are, whether you like it or not. So prepare to lose some friends. But hey, what'd you guys think of my list? I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I've been your host, That Bean Guy, and spoiler alert for the next video, it has something to do with a blade. Kind of add some mystery behind it. What is the blade? Well, anyways, guys, I've been your host, That Bean Guy again, and I'll see you guys in a video coming very, very soon. See you later.